And there we are, David. How are you today? Welcome to the show, David. We're doing our show today on Ghost, what is it? Guild Hotel Sportsbook Time. We're on fiber optic, David. Welcome to the 21st century.
Well, I think the blood in my veins is quickening at the prospect.
Huh. Now, you seem to be frozen on screen here. Let me see if I can't resolve that very quickly. I'm not sure why that would be the case, but can you move around a bit, David? There we go. Strange. I tell you, this...
It might be my natural posture looks frozen.
No, there's something strange going on. Well, it should be okay. We've got you, we've got sound, and we're going to be talking today, David, about something very interesting. I don't understand. We've got a super low frame rate here. You know, David, the road to progress is often bumpy, but nothing ventured, nothing gained, right? We'll get there. Yesterday, there were some problems with Dr. Corsi's show due to some security settings that I had incorrectly set. But I think most people know, David, that you and I are doing our sponsor exclusive show on Fridays, and people can watch that on patreon.com/reverse CSI storyboards, patreon.com/crowdsourcethetruth, and subscribestar.com/crowdsourcethetruth. You know, we're also, David, of course, we're now on iTunes as an audio-only podcast, so that's quite exciting. I'm not sure why we have such a low frame rate on the image sharing here across the network, but we'll get that sorted out in the break in between our shows here. What did you want to tell everybody about today, David? I'm yapping it up over here.
Well, I'd like to dangle the prospect in front of a global audience and certainly an American audience that there's a distinct possibility, and I think we can bring a lot of evidence to support the argument, that two ancient secret societies established in 1776 in the United States conspired together through the events of 9/11. And those two societies are Phi Beta Kappa and Kappa Beta Phi. I don't know if you're going to be able to show the sort of cover page or banner page of my website, Reverse CSI Scripts, because then it would be, you know, a little bit easier for me to talk to that.
Can you see the screen share, David? There we go. Okay. So
yes, I can. I can. And so I've just upgraded the site to try and capture, and it's very difficult in two dimensions, to capture a criminal dynamic or a criminalized dynamic that took the British Empire from the events actually of 1773 with the Boston Tea Party right through to a controlling position in some of the United States' most significant and strategic departments, including the United States Patent and Trademark Office. So on that map of the world, you'll see the red line. It was known as the Old Red Line at the end of the 19th century. This gave the British Empire an extraordinarily powerful competitive advantage if it ever had occasion to go to war, as in the First World War, because these red lines represent the undersea cable laid down by the British. This was a telegraph cable that allowed the far reaches of the empire, the colonies, if you will, Australia and the Indian subcontinent, if you will, to communicate in near real time the progress or the plans of an enemy that could then be intercepted and disrupted. In the First World War, the Germans, I believe, had one link to South America under the Atlantic, and the Royal Navy very quickly cut it. And fast forward, and in fact, over on the top left of that map, you'll see various illustrious names in the areas of communications technology. Over on the extreme left, there's a man called John Harrison, who died in 1776, and he's the inventor of the marine chronometer, which gave the Royal Navy and the British Empire and the traders on the London Stock Exchange an extraordinary opportunity to front run major transactions that might result in an increased price for defense stocks, etc., etc. Anyway,
David, I'm sorry to
so down on
interrupt
the
you, but
bottom,
I believe I've started our broadcast in a mode that's making it impossible for me to bring up these screens, and I think it's the same thing that's causing the frozen picture on you. I mean, I apologize to you, David. As I said, I've made total huge changes over here. Let's do this. Let's cut right here. We'll begin again in just a few minutes. We'll reset all these problems, and then we should be able to get right through this. How's that sound?
Okay, yeah, I'll stand by on whereby.
Be right back with you, David. Sorry about that.
Okay.